Hi and welcome to Red Trends. Guys, today we have Lee Mack's Walk Around the Clock. That's a fun title. Let's check it out.
Having recently got into Eastern cuisine, this Christmas sees the launch of my new cookbook, Lee Mack's Walk Around the Clock.
Dave. Before they start, we all have to admit, that's a pretty cool name for a book. Especially coming from Lee Mack. Walk Around the Clock. It kind of rolls out the tongue, if that's the expression.
Give us some of the recipes from Walk Around the Clock.
Shall I give you my favourite ones?
Give just your favourite 6 or 7.
Okay. Well, I like quite simplistic. Because believe it or not, simplistic.
So, raw pork.
So, sweet and sour pork balls is one of my specialities.
How would you cook your sweet and sour pork balls?
Well, I'll tell you exactly how I would cook my sweet and sour pork balls. For £9.99, you can find out.
Did you go to the publishers with this idea?
I went to Penguin because they're the only book publishers I've heard of.
How keen were they? Because I have to say, if I was a publisher and you came to me,
yeah,
I wouldn't be interested.
Well, ironically, Penguin didn't pick it up straight away.
Yeah.
Did you work in conjunction with a proper chef?
Of course, I was helped a little bit.
Who? By whom?
It's a friend of mine, works at the Chinese restaurant.
What's the name of this person?
You wouldn't know him.
Well, give it a try.
Steve. Steve Jenkins. I've been going into the Chinese restaurant a lot recently. Okay. And I've been really sort of learning about it and savouring the dishes. And I keep saying, Steve, this is fantastic. What is this? And then he says something in Chinese, which I don't understand. And then I said,
Steve Jenkins is Chinese.
He was adopted when he was a kid. Taken to China. But he was an English baby, yeah. This is a true story.
It's an English baby adopted by a Chinese family, and he speaks Chinese, and he's called Steve Jenkins. Wow. By the way, I paused the video because I wanted to talk about how Lee Mack is so intelligent in this game that you probably know this already, but he keeps stalling. I believe that's the word. He keeps saying stuff until he comes up with what he's gonna say. So he sounds really witty, really funny and everything because he's just stalling, and I like it. It's something you could use, or you probably used in a conversation with a friend or whomever, I don't know. But it's kind of fun to see him because you start to understand that he's actually killing time so that he can formulate the story in his head.
This is a true story.
By the way, I'm probably losing on this one.
They took Steve Jenkins. They adopted him.
Even though he was a baby, he was known as Steve.
Then he was called Baby Steve.
So this Chinese couple adopt baby Steve.
Steve.
It's Steve Jenkins. They don't change his name.
But they couldn't change his name, could they?
They used to call him.
Yeah, because he's clearly an English baby. They knew he was going to grow up looking Western.
Was he the only Steve Jenkins in his school?
I think we should concentrate more on my ability to cook and less on my ability to understand the basic systems of adopting children and taking them to China.
What was the hardest recipe to perfect?
The hardest one to perfect was definitely the beef in oyster sauce with chilli.
How would you go about cooking that?
Well, first of all, I will get my wok. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I get my wok down from my wok shelf.
Yeah.
Put it down.
What, wok shelf?
Wok shelf, yes.
How many woks do you own?
About 7.
7 woks?
Yeah.
You don't... How many woks have you got?
1.
Well, that's why you haven't got a book out at Christmas, mate. Yeah. So I light the burner. That's the noise. Heat the oil. Put the oil down. Peanut oil, actually. Don't use olive oil. Peanut oil. So put the peanut oil around.
Delicious.
The trick with the wok is not to put the oil at the bottom of the pan. It's to dribble it around the edge. You know the way same way you do a toilet duck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the way around the edge and watch it slightly go down. And the publisher said, probably don't use that analogy.
Please.
So, let it all sink down to the bottom like that, yeah? Give it a good spinning round.
This is
Like that.
peanut oil, even though
This
an
is-
increasing number of people in Britain are allergic to
Absolutely,
peanuts.
but
Doesn't bother you.
No, I make it very clear to those people on the front of the book. I say, if you have a peanut allergy, you are not welcome.
Hey, Professor Xavier.
I'm there.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Then you're throwing in 3 or 4 different ingredients, depends which, but there's different versions of it. But I'm going to go with the one with lots of greens. You've got lots of broccoli, you've got lots of carrots, you've got lots of a few sesame seeds. You're throwing it in. The thing is to feel the pan, feel it, become the pan, become one with the pan. You flick it up like that, stir it round. That's when you add the sauce. That's when you've got to add the sauce, the oyster sauce. But it's homemade oyster sauce. How do you make homemade oyster sauce? I'll tell you exactly how you make homemade oyster sauce. You get some water from the tap. You soak your oysters in it. Yes, you do use oysters. You soak them for 4 weeks in water. So the water goes black. How does it go black? You get your squid ink. You squid ink it in. You mix it up. You then mash it down, in. Get it really liquidy. It's on the turn, but it's not gone off. You've got to get it just on the turn. You put it in, you whisk it round. It's not anymore because stop that. It's gone there. It's simmering away like that. It all settles down and you pour it onto the pan like that. $9.99. The book's yours.
Wow. Look at that guy. Standing ovation.
David, what are you thinking? It was very entertaining, but...
Is it true? Is it a lie? You guys were telling me in the comments recently that when the story has a lot of detail, it usually is true because they're not going to be going into that much detail. If a story is a lie, it's going to be all wobbly and stuff. This is a difficult one. I'm glad I said before that I'm losing because I didn't give you any hope. I didn't give you any hope, and that's wonderful. Lee Mack went into a lot of detail with this. I'm gonna say it's true. I get nervous when I say that. I'm gonna say it's true.
But was it? Well, I say very.
I say very.
Was it true?
No, it wasn't true.
Do you need a little time to discuss this with your team?
No, I know. Well, firstly, it wasn't true.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm pausing it again. But the security in Dave's face and how he says it, it's making me doubt. It's making me doubt. Am I okay? Am I supposed to be doubting right now?
Off the card to start with, because there's no way Lee would bring out that sort of book.
Why?
I've met him, it's evident.
You
He
don't know
then
everything
went on
about
to
me.
make it less
don't know
plausible
everything about me, David.
that your collaborator in this book is a man called Steve
Jenkins.
who was adopted as a baby in this country, taken back to China.
Not for long.
No, for his whole childhood.
No, he said they came back to Britain.
Yeah, but when he was an adult.
Or when he's an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise he'd have been able to speak English now, wouldn't he?
How did you write a book with a man that only spoke Cantonese?
Well, we had an interpreter. Chinese fellow called Brian Smith.
I think you're incredible, man.
Incredible as in not credible.
So we're saying it's a lie. Well, the audience are on tenterhooks. Lee.
Bro, and I said it was true.
See, there's a slight part of me now thinking, I could actually bring this out. It's a lie.
It's a lie. Lee hasn't written a cookbook called Lee Mack's Walk Around the Clock.
I'm pretty sure you guys were pretty sure. That was redundant. I'm pretty sure that you guys knew from the beginning that it was a lie. I wanted it to be true. I wanted it to be true. It was a fantastic story. I thought that it maybe was true, having a collaboration. I thought about it because of the collaboration that Bob had, and spoiler alert, with that guy who made the beard. Not the beard, the beer. The beer. Beer. But yeah, it was obviously a lie. I knew it from the beginning. And now, apparently, I'm starting a new streak. A losing one. This is gonna be fun. I hope I can revert it pretty soon. I'm gonna be leaving the video there for today. Remember, as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Remember notification bell so that you receive alerts every time a new video pops up. And that's gonna be all. Have a good one.